Hello, my name is Jacob Thomas. I'm a homeschooled high school senior that lives in Grinnell, Iowa. Do you know what a polynomial is? If not, a polynomial is a very interesting equation that is used quite often in our everyday life without us knowing about it. Most polynomials are not difficult to solve. Through just a few simple steps, the answer is revealed. Today I'll be showing you how to, or the definition of a polynomial, how to solve one type of polynomial, and the everyday uses for polynomials. We will begin with the definition. According to dictionary.com, the definition of a polynomial is an expression consisting of two or more terms, each of which is the product of a constant and a variable raised to the integral power. This means that if you have a constant, such as a number 5, 26, or any number, multiplied by a variable such as x, plus or minus another one of those terms, that is a polynomial. For example, you could have 5x plus negative 6x, and that would be a polynomial. Now, this image from the article Solving Polynomials from mathisfun.com explains several different types of polynomials. You have your first degree, second, third, fourth, and so on. And those are the degrees for what power the x is raised to. So x is raised to the second degree, or the second power, it would be a second degree polynomial named quadratic. And the graph on the right shows you the kinds of lines that they form. Now that you know the composition of a polynomial, I'll show you how to solve one type of polynomial, the quadratic polynomial. And this will be x squared plus 8x equals negative 15. Now, with this, we need to move the negative 15 over to the other side so we have the whole equation equal to 0. So to do that, we have x squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. Now, with this, we need to figure out, or we need to put this half of the equation into two different terms. We need to make it into x plus something times x plus something equals 0. To find these question marks, what we need to do is figure out the two numbers that make the product, or that multiply to equal 15 and add it to equal 8. To find this, we will find all the numbers that multiply to equal 15. So we have 1 times 15, 3 times 5, 5 times 3, and 15 times 1. Now, if you notice, 5 and 3, that multiplies to equal 15 and adds to equal 8. So those are the numbers we're looking for. So we can insert them in this. So then we have x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5 equals 0. This is the same equation that we started out with, just in a different form. Now with this, we'll have to remember that any number multiplied by 0 equals 0. So if one of these equals 0, that means the whole equation will. So to find that, we have two different expressions. We have x plus 3 equals 0, and x plus 5 equals 0. Then x equals negative 3, and x equals negative 5. So these are our two answers. Now, to check our answers, we will insert just one of these to begin with into our original equation. So negative 3 squared plus 8 times negative 3 equals negative 15. So then we have 9 plus negative 24 equals negative 15. That adds up. 9 plus negative 24 equals negative 15. You can also do this with a negative 5, and it'll add up to be the same. Or add up to negative 15, and those are, again, our two answers. And as I showed you earlier from mathisfun.com, there was the lines that each expression, or each equation makes. And this is the line for this equation. So when you insert it on a graphing calculator, it'll make this line. And as you can notice, it intersects the x-axis at negative 5 and negative 3, which are also our answers. But you may be asking yourself, Why do I need to know this? I probably never use it in my life. Well, according to the article, Everyday Use of Polynomials by Chris Diesel, he gives an example of a grocery list. So when you go to the grocery store, you may have maybe wanting to get yourself some milk. So you have milk. 1 second. You have milk, you want some flour, and you also want some eggs. So you need 2 dozen eggs. So you have 2 times E plus, so you need 3 quarts of milk, 3 times M plus 2 pounds of flour, 2 times F equals question mark. You may set up this equation, but you do not know that you set up this equation. It just happens in your head and you just do it out of habit. So then you can enter your prices. Eggs for the price per dozen, M for the price per quart of milk, and F for the price of flour per pound. And this will give you what you have. Now there are more advanced ways of using polynomials, such as finding the trajectory of a golf ball or any other thing flying through the air, and even more advanced than that. But most polynomials that are used every day in everyday life, just without most of us knowing about them. Polynomials are algebraic equations that involve 2 or more variables. The fewer the variables, the easier it is to solve. Simple polynomials are used quite often in everyday life. And most polynomials are simple, and through just a few simple steps, the answer is revealed. I hope that this demonstration of how to solve an algebraic polynomial equation has helped you understand this process. Thank you.